Hello everybody, this is Jim Slim, and today we will be reviewing LEGO Star Wars set number 75286, General Grievous' Starfighter, featuring only 487 pieces. This set originally retailed for $80. As I said, this set only has 487 pieces and only 3 minifigures, one of which is Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Airborne Clone Trooper, and General Grievous. Now, on the front of the box, we have a nice artwork featuring General Grievous in his starship flying over Utapau. On the top, we have the actual size General Grievous minifigure, one of the only minifigures who just can't even fit in that little box they put him in. On the side, we have the side box artwork. Glad to see they didn't miss that. And then on the back, we see a plug for the Play It in the LEGO Star Wars, the Skywalker saga. We see it in its landed position on Utapau, where Obi-Wan and General Grievous had their final duel. Something I will say about this box is that it is in absolutely pristine condition, like not a dent, not a flaw in it. It feels like it's almost too good to be true. I actually ordered this from a seller on Bricklink, so this is my first Bricklink order, so I'm actually very excited to get into it and see what it's got. Having emptied out the box, we only have 3 bags, which is significantly less than the last build I did, which was the child. As well as we also have the instruction manual, of course. Alrighty guys, there we have it. General Grievous's Starfighter finally completed. Looking very good, very nice, but I'll definitely get more into the build after we take a look at these 3 minifigures. Taking a look at these guys in the order that we build them. First up, we have Episode 3 Obi-Wan Kenobi, unfortunately in his duel on Mustafar robe, so a little inaccurate for this scene as he hadn't taken any battle damage from what I could tell rewatching Episode 3, but we do have a nice print that goes from the torso to the waist to the legs. Your standard blue Jedi lightsaber with the metallic silver hilt, as well as a small blaster, because as we know in this scene he actually ends up losing his lightsaber at one point. So he has 2 faces. He has this determined battle face, as well as on the back of his head a more concerned face. He also has a back print, very nice. Next up, we have one of the 2 exclusive minifigures to this set, the Airborne Clone Trooper, who was actually present in Episode 3. A lot of people would have preferred Phase 2 Commander Cody, but I really can't complain about this guy. They gave him a custom helmet mold, as you can tell, back printing, as well as front print, chest print, waist print, leg print, and toe printing, or foot printing as some people like to call it. He has a waist cape, and underneath his helmet, he is that darker flesh tone to represent the actor Temuera Morrison. And finally, we have our other exclusive minifigure, or droid figure. He might be considered General Grievous with his 4 lightsabers. I like to pose him like this. I think he looks so cool, like he's running into battle, about to kick butt in that duel he has with Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know, he has a very detailed minifigure, which is probably why this set is so inflated in cost. He has a lot of dual molding, printing, etc. He has so much going on for such a small figure. It is insane. Definitely a very coveted minifigure for myself. I always wanted one of these since I was a kid, but I'm glad I didn't get one until now because the one from back then didn't look nearly as good as this one. And moving on to General Grievous's Starfighter itself, we have a very small but very detail-packed build. So the position I have it in right now is not accurate. Its landed position should be something more like this. We have the cockpit that opens. You can look down inside. There's a couple of control panels. General Grievous can grab onto those two control sticks. So he can fit in there without his lightsabers. And also, without his lightsaber, Obi-Wan Kenobi can fit in there, which as we know he should, because after battling General Grievous, after Order 66, he did fly away in this ship. Moving along, one of the great things about this model is they got the colors accurate with the tan and orange. We do have stud shooters on the top. I always put my extra studs on there when I don't know what to do with them. And these pieces I think are really cool because I'm not really sure when they created these pieces, but we definitely didn't have anything like that when I was a kid. We have a very strong build. You can just fly your ship around, not really have to worry about anything coming loose, really. And another thing I like about this build is taking a look at it, there's not really a bad angle to look at it from. You know, unless you're maybe looking at it from the bottom, which is where you'll also see the singular spring-loaded shooter. But who's really going to be looking at it like that? Let's be honest. A nice hidden feature in the sides is actually, so I have my extra spring-loaded shooter ammunition, which is what you heard rattling around in there. But what these are intended for is you can store General Grievous's lightsabers in there. So yes, with a bit of determination and also easier to do with two hands, you can fit two lightsabers in each of those compartments. You can open up your cockpit, and if you fold his arms in, you can actually fit General Grievous up in there. And he fits a little awkwardly up in there. Now, I had said earlier he can grab onto those control sticks, but really I don't think that's very realistic. He does look a little awkward with his extra arms on, so you can remove those if you feel like, but he can actually pilot his ship. Fits nicely and snug right up in there, and he can fly off to battle. So speaking of the cockpit, one of the nice things about this set is they do have a printed cockpit piece, because let's be honest, a sticker would look absolutely terrible on there. You would definitely see the bubbles and it would be such a pain to line up. So I'm really glad that LEGO actually took the initiative to put a printed cockpit piece on this model. Now, one of the few things that I could say about the design of this that, you know, it's a little different from source material is that this narrowing of the body of the ship should be a bit more gradual from here to here, but this is probably the best they could do with with Lego. And I think it works, it works very well. Nothing's fallen apart. It's a very good design. It's very aesthetically pleasing. I really do like all these different layers they have going on here. And even on here they have similar slopes. Something I didn't go really too in-depth into was how to fire the spring-loaded shooter. You actually have this that you can push onto, which I'm not going to do right now because I might actually shoot the spring-loaded shooter into that vent over there, and that would not be good. Now, something I really like about the rear of the ship is they did put these orange thrusters, these trans orange thrusters. I think they look very good, very nice. They do add a bit of detail. And even though it shouldn't be in this position, and this is the flight position when it has the tail down, I think it looks good displayed either this way, you could pretend it's flying, or this way in its landed position, as it was on Utapau. So, final thoughts on this set. It originally retailed for $80. Unfortunately, since I ended up having to order on Bricklink, the seller had it listed for roughly $70, but then they added $15 shipping and handling, and so I ended up paying like $93 for the set. And You know, the retail price for the set was just ridiculous for not just the piece count, but pretty much the amount you get. It feels like you're paying a premium price here for the set. However, though, these two minifigures right here may just be enough of a value that you, like me, may feel obligated to pick up this set. Now, this set was on sale for $60-something on Lego.com, but they are sold out, and I did confirm with the store or with associates at the Lego store, that this set will most likely be retiring if it is sold out. So if you actually want to get a hold of it, you know, now's the time to do it. You might just have to slide over to Bricklink before it is completely retired and before people do start selling it for $100+. So in terms of value, it's very subjective. You know, for me, this was a must-have because of this guy here and also this clone trooper that is not in any other set that I know of at this point. As well as, you know, I do feel like you get a very good build. It's a very enjoyable build, even though it is only 3 bags worth of parts for $80. In terms of playability, you do have a lot of features between the spring-loaded shooter as well as the two stud shooters on top. The fact that the cockpit opens and you can fit both characters who should be able to fit in here, fit in pretty nicely. As well as this is, I suppose, could also be considered a play feature. The fact that you can land it properly, the fact that you can have it in its proper flight position. It's a really nice thing. But with all that being said, let me know what you guys think of this set. Did you pick it up? Will you be trying to pick it up? Are you like me where you were kicking yourself for not having picked this up sooner? Let me know in the comments, and while you're down there, definitely please like and subscribe. It really helps out if you want to see more content like this. But with all that being said, that's going to wrap up this review, guys. And this is Jim to the Slim, signing out.